Good morning. Today we're going to talk about love addiction. And we're going to kind of get sober with this thing because trauma bonding is another term for it, where we're really going to struggle on going back to the narcissist. We're going to feel this intense craving, this horrid sensation of like this gutting sense of self if we don't go back to them. That if we go back, then we'll have the fantasy. They'll love us. We'll have that euphoric relationship. You'll finally have your value. You'll finally be seen for the worth that you are. You'll finally feel worthy. You'll finally feel love. The pain will end, right? It's this massive cycle of thinking in our heads that says, what if I did wrong? What if I just do this differently? What if I tried this differently? What if I became more tolerant of their behavior? What if I just learned how to not care and not hurt anymore from their gaslighting or their neglect or their criticism? What if I just loved them a little more and they would change? What if they just healed and they suddenly became that person I think they could be? What if they meet somebody else and they have that fantastical relationship with them? What happens then? What happens to me? What happens to my value? Do I not exist? Am I worthless? Yes, guys, this is a very powerful thing going on with in our brains. It's a chemical experience. We have been chemically bonded to the narcissist through a combination of oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, adrenaline, and cortisol. Basically, you're having an intense experience of fearful love or love-based fear. See, we're hooked on the person, but we're also hooked on the experience that we get from them, the high that comes by being with this person. And that is created by, I'm going to put up a graphic here because it's really important to see it, and it's not that graphic. So let me go here and find it for us, because it's a process called an intermittent validation. And this is really an important component. As you can see, I didn't take the time to really prepare because I like doing things a little weird, right? And I like doing things imperfectly because, one, it gives you guys permission to be imperfect, and two, it gives me permission to be imperfect. Where is the little graph? Oh, it's not going to be in there. It's going to be up here. There it is. Boom. Intermittent reinforcement. Boom. Guys, look at this beauty. Bingo. Right there. You see that? You see that little gem right there? Boom, boom. All right. So this graphic is really demonstrating an important experience that has bonded you chemically to this person, okay? So we have two categories. We've got a timeline going on, then we have the green dots, and we have the red dots, okay? D for denied, A for acceptance. D is where you're getting criticized. D is where you're being put down. D is where you're being devalued. D is where you're being discarded. D is where you're being told you're too much, you're too little, you're too sensitive. Why are you so critical? Can't you get past it? Just learn, just shut up and just deal with it. Be grateful you have a relationship with me. Sound familiar? Those are the D's. Then you have these A's. This is where you get love bomb. This is like, you're the best thing in the world. My life is complete because of you. You're such a valuable person to me. You make me feel so special, These really intense, grandiose claims that you complete their life, or you guys are gonna do something just amazing. You're gonna change the world together, and blah blah blah. Those are the A's. This kind of pattern. Now I'll break this down. You see this D and this three A's. This is the love bombing stage. It's the first part of the relationship. And then when the relationship starts to normalize, you start getting more criticism, less acceptance, more criticism, less acceptance, more criticism, less acceptance, more criticism, and then they discard you. And then they come back and they do this thing called Hoover, which is they love bomb you again, get you back into the relationship. This is what gets you hooked on the person, because your brain is going through two major high and a major low, and that creates a chemical polarity in your neurochemistry that makes you addicted to them. You get addicted to the high because the low is so painful. The high swings you really high chemically, and you're like, euphoria, despair, euphoria, despair. Because every time they love bomb you with those A's, you get euphoria. When they devalue you or discard you, you get the D. You get the down. You get the pain that shows up. Guys, that's what's going on here. This is what's driving you crazy. Okay? This is what's hurting you. This is what love addiction is. You fall in love with the aggressor. It's not your fault. It's actually a result of the way your brain works. So getting out of this really requires a lot of pain, to be real blunt and honest, guys. It requires us to really accept four things specifically. Specifically, one, we have to start trusting our innate intuition about this person. Because generally, we know something's wrong. We know something's off. But we're tuning that voice out for the fantasy we have about them. So we have to start trusting our innate awareness or intuition about it. And then we have to start distrusting the fantasy. That's hard to do. It's hard because it crushes our sense of hope for this person, our sense of hope for us. Two, we have to retrieve our value and bring it back to us. And we have to keep it, which means we have to start distrusting the negative inner critic. We have to start distrusting the idea that the narcissist is right and we're wrong and we have to improve. We have to start trusting the patterns of behavior they're exhibiting. Okay, and let me be really, really clear here. A pattern of behavior is not words. Words are shit. Don't trust words, trust patterns of behavior. And the patterns of behavior you want to trust, trust these D's. Boom. Because those D's, those devalues, those being discarded, being denied, that's the truth. Because healthy people don't do the discard. They don't do the denial. They don't put you down. They don't criticize you. They do not harm you. Healthy people just don't do that. It's not in their thinking. A narcissistic person, a toxic person does because they think that's okay. They think that that's appropriate. They think that that's the way things are. Okay? So the pattern of behavior you have to trust is how they harm you, how they hurt you. That is all that matters. The glowy, beautiful things that they say, or even the love bombing actions they do, are bait. They're not love, they're bait. They're to get you back into the CSR, the consumer supply relationship. Okay? That's what's going on. That's what you have to accept. One, you got to trust your intuition, that gut sense that says, this is wrong, something's off with this person. Distrust your fantasy, that things could change and things would be euphoric and that they're a different person than they are. Trust the patterns of behavior and distrust their words. Okay? And third, you've got to start trusting your value. You've got to retrieve that value, trust in your value, trust in your voice, and trust in the vision that brings to you. That's why I have the value, voice, and vision system, because it helps us break free of the intermittent reinforcement, and we actually can convert to a different experience. I'm going to pull up a different graphic here so you can see it. A healthy relationship pattern looks like this. Okay? You get lots of acceptance. Oh, let me hit the OK button. Boom. Okay. So you get lots of acceptance with a few denials. And those denials are not the same as a narcissistic denial. Maybe they're a mistake. Okay? And then you call them out on the mistake. Hey, this hurt me. And then they're like, ooh, okay, I am sorry. I'll do this differently. And then they do it differently. And they do it differently persistently. Oh, man, that's so important that we do that we understand that that's reality right there. Okay? So healthy relationships have a persistence in love, care, kindness, generosity, understanding, and accountability, and integrity and reliability. And that's what those A's stand for. So this is what we deserve to have. We do not deserve to have the intermittent reinforcement. So if you're struggling with love addiction, I have two things for you, actually. One, if you join the happiness strategy, one, you get the you get the value, voice, and vision system that's going to root you back to your value so that you can reliably break free of your love addiction. But 2, you get access to Codependency Confidence, the reinforcement system I've developed that includes a 12-week training in breaking free specifically from love addiction and returning to connection with yourself. Because when you're really connected to your value, you've healed your internalized loneliness and your emptiness, you're not going to need the narcissist anymore. In fact, the whole idea of being with a narcissist is going to feel disgusting and revolting. You'll be free. And I speak to personal experience with that because I have gone through this hell myself. So, guys, you can break free of love addiction. You can be free of your addiction to the narcissist. You can have healthy relationships, and you can thrive in your life. You can have that happiness you deserve. Healthy relationships that bring you fulfillment. You can have purpose and success. You just need to be anchored in your value, got to know your voice, and follow your vision. And that's what I can help you accomplish. So thank you guys for showing up for today's training. If you're struggling with love addiction, definitely join the happiness strategy and let's get you free of that. If you have any questions about this, feel free to contact me. You can comment below or you can comment in the community. I'll be glad to answer them there. And also, we've got 14 slots left in the happiness strategy. So if you want to apply, the link is above on Facebook and below on YouTube. I look forward to talking with you and seeing how that will change your life. You guys have a great day, and remember that you're worth knowing, loving, and keeping. Bye-bye, guys.